it's a new firm derby under the lights this weekend, and how big a game is this for United?
Listen, every game in the SPL is a big game for us. Obviously the later kick-off, Aberdeen bringing a big following, so listen, it makes it an exciting game for sure.
And how important at this stage in the season is it that you sort of turn things around, in a sense, grasp the table and get points on that table?
Yes, I think I'm probably stating the obvious, and I've said this over the last couple of weeks. It's very important that we start picking up points and picking up victories. All I can say that is that we're working every single day that we can. We're working extremely hard on the training pitch. I'm confident. I know where the team's going. I can see improvements day in, day out. And we just need to start picking up the points and really producing on the Saturday to get those points.
And looking at the squad, what's the feeling in the team at the moment? Is morale down a little bit, or are you hoping that they can bounce back and go into this game on good stead?
Yeah, I think that whenever football players don't consistently win football matches, there's frustration, there's people will be a bit disappointed, but we need to overcome that. The only way for me we'll overcome that is by training properly every single day and putting the work in, and become a Saturday we'll see the evidence of that work over the coming weeks hopefully.
And you have Arnaud Dune training with you at the moment. What's this current situation there with him? Is there a potential signing on the cards?
Arnaud's in training. Obviously I've got a long-standing relationship with Arnaud. I worked with him previously for a number of years at Hearts, so I know his personality, I know his character, I know exactly what he can do and what he could bring to us. But at this moment in time he's in training, and that's where it is. We'll see where it goes over the next couple of days. But like I say, Arnaud's a good football player.
How's his fitness level at the minute?
Good, no, listen, good, really good. Whenever you bring somebody in who's kind of in the open market and outside the window, it can be a wee bit of a risk. It's not something that I would openly do over a consistent period, but because of my relationship with him, because I know what he can do, I know his personality, I know his character, I know his mentality. So these are all made it for me pretty safe decision to get him in, to have a look at and have a look at him in training.
What kind of boost could he bring to the squad if he does sign?
Well, so we'll see where it goes over the next couple of days. So we're always looking to strengthen the group. And as again, going back to what I said there, I know exactly what he can and can't do. And if it was one that progressed to the point where we could get something done, he would absolutely add to the group.
What's the situation in terms of the squad's belief at this point in time?
In what sense?
Just in terms of the whole season ahead.
Yeah, well, listen, they're obviously frustrated. They're frustrated of where we are on the table and the lack of points and some of the performances. But there's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We are working every single day in the training pitch to turn things around and to turn things around quickly. So.
Any other squad news in terms of injuries?
Yeah, we've got a couple of knocks. We obviously lost Charlie last Friday with a thigh injury. And we had to take Stephen Fletcher off on Saturday early in the second half, which is disappointing. So we'll give these guys as much time as we can, but they'll be unlikely to be involved on Saturday. So listen, that's two senior players for us, two important members of the squad, valuable experience and undoubted quality. So disappointing if we don't have them, but the games are coming thick and fast, so we'll crack on.
Liam, how concerned are you that, I know it's very early days yet, but how concerned are you that United could become detached at the bottom of the league because the gap between the bottom three teams and the rest appears to be growing, doesn't it?
At this moment, if you look at the table, yeah, I can see why you're asking that question, but I do think that one victory and then possibly two victories and picking up points here and there can turn that very, very quickly. So is it something I'm concerned about at the moment? No, we are just working every single day that we can to improve the group, to improve individually, which hopefully improves the team, and we'll take that into this weekend hopefully and we'll get a positive result.
And just how huge a lift would it give you? I mean, it's more than just 3 points. If you could beat Aberdeen on Saturday.
It's only, at the end of the day, there's 3 points at stake, so that's what we're aiming to try and do. We're at home, we're looking to cause Aberdeen some problems. We've got to be respectful of Aberdeen, as we always are. They had off the back of a really good result and performance last week. So is it a big game? Yeah, it's a big game, but they're all big games.
Both teams kind of desperate for the 3 points, maybe for different reasons. What sort of a contest can you expect? We've touched upon the fact there's going to be a big crowd and everything. Do you think it might be a bit frantic?
Probably, yeah, probably. Big crowds, a wee bit of a later kick-off as well, so a wee bit different for us and different for Aberdeen. but it'll be competitive, and I'd expect it to be competitive. Jim Goodwin's sides are always competitive, they're always well organised, and they've got some very good players. So that's the challenge for our players and us as a staff, is to meet that head on and hopefully come out on top.
I want to ask about Sadat Anaku. How's he shaping up, please?
He's been fine. Listen, I was pleased with his performance overall last week. He's obviously a young lad, and I've said this previously that we can't pin all our hopes on Sadat. So he's trained well this week. He'll be available for selection, and we'll see where we go come Saturday.
He's got huge potential, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. Listen, he's a great kid. He's really good to work with. He's still adapting to the culture and to the weather off the back of today. But he's somebody that we think could do very well for the football club, and I'm pretty sure he'll go on and have a very good career. But we need to be careful. We can't just pin all our hopes on Sadat. So he's part of the group, and we'll protect him, we'll look after him, we'll keep working on with him, and we'll definitely improve him.
A few weeks to go, of course, but what's your plans for the World Cup break?
At this moment in time, I'm concentrating on Aberdeen, and then I've got Hibs on Tuesday, and then we've got Ross County away. So it's a wee bit away. I understand your question. I would imagine we'll have a short period of time off, and then we'll be back in training and working and getting ready to hit the ground running when we come back. But like I say, it's a wee bit away.
Archie, it's a New Firm derby under the lights this weekend. How important, how big a game is this for United?
I think the stage that we're in, I think any game is massive for us now. Just try to pick up that first 3 points, and obviously the occasion that's coming on to us on Saturday, it's going to be massive. Our home stadium, we want to try to get a win there, obviously in front of our fans. And as you say, it's that derby that we always want to come out on top. So yeah, it's a massive game.
And of course, Aberdeen are coming into this game on a good run of form at the moment. Do you think it will be a tough game?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think most people say when they do interviews all across the league that you'll see that it's a very competitive league, and that no game is an easy 3 points. And obviously, as you said, Aberdeen are doing well. Every team has their different journeys, but it's all about us trying to start our own journey ourselves and hopefully try to pick up that first 3 points of the season.
Like you say, it's important that you do that. What's the feeling in the squad at the moment? Do you feel like you can bounce back this early part of the season and start getting those points?
Yeah, I mean, there's always that frustration that grows, as you would probably imagine, with every team that's not getting games and not coming away from games that we should be winning and winning. So I think now it's about us trying to stay focused, try to keep our head in the game and know the game plan and try and execute it properly, and getting that first win I think is just going to be so important for us as a team.
And for yourself and your own performance at the moment, how are you finding things?
I mean, yeah, just for me, I'm sort of obviously looking to try and pick up as many games as I can, many minutes, whether that's coming off the bench or starting at this such vital stage of the season so far as a young lad. If you're playing well, you want to be playing in the games and trying to help the team, and ultimately that's how I'm feeling just now, so let's see what happens.
What's been your story this season?
So far this season, I mean, came off the back of last season. I played the last 6 games, and I was really confident with how I was playing. I felt good with myself. I got a Scotland call up, and then now I kicked on. Sort of the start of the season. I'm happy with how I'm training this season, and just unfortunately with maybe like different manager changes and whatnot, we haven't been able to sort of get maybe as much game time as I would enjoy. And obviously the games that I did play in were not the best score lines either, so that's probably fair enough. But I think now I'm starting to show that consistency in training, and it's now starting to catch a few eyes, and hopefully that I can continue my run of form and bring that into games now.
How was it for you being able to cope with those first 2 games that you talk about?
Well, I mean, the first game at Alkmaar, you're obviously sitting on the bench, and with beating them at home, you do go to a place like that and go, oh no, we can have them here. And then obviously the type of game it ends up becoming, I come on at 7-0. So at that stage, it's just about me trying to show what I'm about and try to get on the ball and do as much as I can to try and help the team. I know it's obviously damage limitation at that point. And then obviously starting against the game at Celtic, there's a lot of things to look back through, and it's a game obviously that you want to try and erase from your memory. But I think, like I said before, that loads of players, in fact every single player, will finish their career and say that they've had a terrible game, and that's obviously what I've got to hold my hands up to, and so does everybody else, I guess. But I think now it's to use that and try and make sure that never happens again, and hopefully try to kick on and get some good games under our belt.
terms of the team, what do you think's been missing recently?
I think there's a lot of things that we could say is been missing, but I think overall, I think the players will know themselves that we haven't been performing to the standards that we know that we can create. Everybody is included in that, even the boys who are maybe not playing, who's training. It takes everybody to push a standard in a team, and obviously that's just not been clicking this season so far. But as I say, I think it's not a given, but once we work really hard to get that first win, hopefully we can try and build a bit of momentum with maybe a cup game coming in as well, and hopefully try to build from there.
Archie, with Liam Foxon as the new manager, what differences have you seen, and is this like a new start for you? Is that how you see it?
I wouldn't say as much as a new start. I'd say it's definitely refreshed. I've known Foxy now for obviously like a year and a half, and I think a lot of his style that he implemented in the previous managements through Tam Courts and a little bit through Jack Ross. So I think we all knew the way he wanted to play, but there is definite changes that he is wanting to bring into the team, and I think there's a lot of things that he's looking at in the background that's going to affect us obviously in the long run on the pitch, and I think that's really important for managers to tap into all the little things maybe behind the scenes that other people don't see. So me as a player with Foxy, I'm really compatible with Foxy. I think his style of play really suits me, and hopefully I'll be able to get some game time this season under him. So.
And obviously it would just be 3 points for beating Aberdeen, same as any other game. But how big a boost would that give the whole place?
Yeah, I think it is much more than just 3 points. Ultimately, the game is to just get that 3 points. I don't think we really are probably going to be too hung up on how well we play if we get the 3 points ultimately. But I think that 3 points might bring, first of all, the fans some much needed joy, and then second of all, hopefully the team a bit of momentum for us to try and, like I said before, build on that. So. And
6 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday is probably a new thing for you. I mean, what do you make of that? Worth a try?
I mean, yeah, it's I guess again play times and weather and different conditions. It shouldn't be a contributing factor to how our players should be get ready for a game. But at the same time, it's something different, something that the boys will have to adapt to, and we'll be ready for it.
You're just 20, aren't you?
Yeah.
How many managers have you played under at Dundee United so far?
Since I've been in the first team, I think it's maybe 3 or 4. So.
Is that just modern day football for footballers?
I don't know if it's. I wouldn't call it modern day football. I think it's maybe a shock maybe for sometimes that things just maybe don't work out the way that you maybe expected them to. Some managers want to move on quicker. Sometimes obviously we go through a bad run of form, and obviously that's different as a player. You need to adjust to whoever comes in, and I think it's a part of football, I guess, like you say. I think if we're having a bad run of games, somebody's got to give, and if we're having a good run of games and somebody leaves, then that happens. So I think that's just football.